can I ask your opinion about another thing? Of course, Natsuki. Anything you need. Well, when you, like someone, but you really don't want to tell them, how do you deal with that? Well, that's certainly not what I expected. I'm not sure why you'd ask me, though. I'm certainly not an expert when it comes to love. Quite far from it, actually. I'm actually really tragic when it comes to boys. Why me? Yeah, it's just, I liked your thinking as to one of my big problems with my family. So I figured I'd get your opinion on the other. I don't mind much what your success level is, I guess. I just like to know what someone more experienced thinks. So who's the lucky guy? The identity will remain completely confidential. Why? Well, I kinda don't want to tell. It probably wouldn't be socially acceptable. What is that supposed to mean? You're not in trouble, are you? Is it someone really older guy or something? Why wouldn't it be acceptable? No, it's nothing like that. Nothing weird or unsafe. It's just something that would be weird socially. Like high school weird, social groups, you know. People would talk. Oh, say no more. Yeah. But even so, why not just tell your crush privately? I hear that's the best way to deal with things. Even if I'm terrible at it myself. You have crushes? Well, sure, of course I do. Teachers are still people. Yeah, it's just hard to think of any of you getting crushes. Anyway, there are a few reasons. One is that I'm afraid people will find out, and I'm not sure if I want that. Especially my dad. He would freak if I got into any kind of relationship. The overprotective type, huh? Yeah, I guess. But also, there's my own pride, I guess. Like, I never really wanted to like this person, and now that I do, I don't want to admit it. Even to myself, you know? I get it. But you know, Natsuki, that's not how emotions work. You don't usually get to choose, even for yourself. You just feel things. And while it's up to you how you act on those feelings, it's not up to you whether you feel them. So you should think, if I know this feeling isn't going anywhere, what am I going to do about it? Yeah, that's the question. What am I going to do about it? Well, let me ask you this. Do you at least trust the person you have your crush on? Yes. Then I don't see any reason not to tell him. Whoever it is, if you have that level of trust, they can probably keep it a secret if you want. That's probably true. I'll think about it. Thanks again, Miss Ina. You're really cool to talk to. Why, thank you. I only ask this in return. If you think I'm trustworthy and can help solve problems like this by talking, I can be there for you and the literature club about whatever weird thing that happens that you're hiding. If you or any of the others need support or help, I can give it. It's my job, and I'd love to be able to help in whatever way I can.
Actually, would arguably be outside of the realm of your duties.
Yeah, I understand. It's just not something we can just tell you. I kind of wish it were just something ordinary and horrible that we could tell you. Like one of us was being abused or something. Cough. That would make things a lot simpler. But it isn't anything like that. It's a lot weirder, I guess. Hard to believe, still. Like, in some ways it's a lot better than something terrible like abuse or whatever. But in some ways it's worse. Well, whatever it is, I wish you guys would trust me with it so I could help. I don't think it's so much that we trust you or not. Or at least that's not how I see it. It's more like we don't want to hurt you with it. Even if it's something I'm willing to sign up for? Yeah, but like, you're saying that even though you don't know what it is. Maybe that's a risk I'm willing to take. But I don't want to push you guys into it. I trust you guys to make your own decision properly. Thanks. Of course. Let's see. There should be just enough time.
Yuri slips into the student council room and closes the door behind her.
Not enough time now to do that, or what Natsuki wants us to do. But I should be able to make things a little easier for later.
Yuri has brought a number of pieces of folded paper with her. She goes around the room, placing them discreetly inside open cabinet locks and door locks.
There. That should make things a little easier tonight.
Yuri pauses for a moment.
Did I hear footsteps? Better make myself scarce, just in case.
Hi, Yuri.
Hello, Mina.
Oh, you're a girl too, are you?
She doesn't usually come by this part of the school. Yeah, she's a pretty cool person, though. Never met her.
Anyway, let's get to business. We don't have a lot of time to work with during this break. The student council members go into the room. A moment passes.
Couldn't hear to hear what they're talking about. But I've done enough, I think. I'm already very much past the line of permissible conduct by tampering with their locks. But then, maybe that's a reason to keep going since I already broke some rules. Wait a second though. Didn't Yukio just say that I was a pretty cool person? He did. No one at this school has ever thought of me as a cool before. Outside of the literature club, of course. And even they probably made it in an ironic but friendly kind of way. But Yukio doesn't know me directly. He must only know me by reputation. So that must mean the sentiment is a common one. Unless it's just something he's saying to sound nice to his colleagues. I suppose that is a distinct possibility. There would be a few factors to consider then. Of course, that kind of social pressure is fairly rare, but it's still a possibility. And then there's... I was trying to finish my thought. And then there's also the possibility that one of them would be inclined to...
Yuri, you're still here?
Yes, I forgot something earlier, and I had to come back. I have to go now, but though, bye.
She is pretty strange though, huh? Yeah, I guess. Hey, though lots of strange people are really nice though. What, do you like her or something? What? No, I can say something is nice without liking them. You guys.
Yeah, let's focus up. We have work to do.
I am never going to get their voices straight. I hope you're okay with that, dear viewer, because I am fine with it.
No one else here yet. Lots of time to think about yourself. Or I could redirect and think about what we're doing in club today. Although I guess a lot of it is stuff that we have to do outside the presence of Miss Ida. I hope Natsuki is feeling alright today too. Oh, a text. I know I said I was going to commit to being on time, but there's a really important thing that has to be done today. I'll be a little late. You can get the club started without me. It probably is really important if she's texting it in advance. And she hasn't cleaned up the room like she usually does. Oh, just an opportunity for me to be useful. One of the rare ones. And done! That does look a little better. I feel tired now, though. You're out of energy. You didn't literally any work, which makes you exhausted immediately. You can't deal with being productive or helpful. You don't have it in you. I just need a pick-me-up of some kind. Maybe a snack. Oh, but Monica's not here to do the snack basket. I don't know where that is. Well, too bad for you then. Guess it's time to feel like shit.
Hi, Cinnamon Bun.
MC!
MC kisses Siri firmly on the lips. How's my favorite girl in the whole world today?
Better now. Do you see anyone else coming?
I ran into Natsuki on the way in. She needed to make a bathroom stop first, though, she said. But she was really excited about her mod. I think she's really happy with how it came out.
Cool. I thought the last one was really fun.
Knock knock, bitches! It's Natsuki's mod time!
But are we going to do a mod now? We don't really have time to do it before Miss Ida gets here. Are we going to show it to her?
Oh, that's probably a bad idea. I guess we should see what Monica says about that.
She said she's going to be late, so we should probably hold off until she gets here.
Sounds good. You guys are cool now, right?
Yeah. It was my fault we weren't. I just had a freak out.
Was it really your fault, or are you just saying that because you're you?
This time it really was my fault, I promise. But everything's okay now.
Hello, beloved friends. How are we today?
We're fine. Apparently Monica actually let us know she's going to be late today, working on some important project.
I wonder what project she has to work on.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, I guess we're just going to hang out here until Miss Ida shows up. And then do poems, I guess.
What about other club activities?
Yeah, that's the question. I guess we wait for Monica to show up and then see.
Did she say how late she was going to be, at least?
She said a little, but I don't really know what that means.
I guess we'll find out. Hi, club. Monica not here yet.
She's going to be a little late, she said.
Well, all right then. Let's get started. First of all, has anyone changed their minds about telling me what their terrible mystery of the literature club is yet? Well, it was worth a try. Shall we get started on poems then? What was the theme this week?
Monica gave us the theme of something that used to be a big part of our lives, but isn't now.
Ah, a potentially bittersweet topic. Why don't you go first then, Sayori? This sort of poem is usually low strength, as I understand it.
Sure, bittersweet is my middle name. It probably is kind of bittersweet. But, hopefully in a more normal way than you all are used to from me. Anyway, here it is.
Alright, go for it.
Twins. We were born on the same day. I had it good. I was born in a hospital, not a gutter. I was born to two loving parents, not one overstressed mom. And my home was a soft crib. It was pretty neat. It had a bunch of toys and blankets. It was in no way a street gutter. My mom didn't abandon me like yours did, but I was glad. That meant we got to take you in, and you were my friend for 16 years. You were such good friends. You used to follow me everywhere, even though you were so shy and so scared of everyone else. You wouldn't let anyone else get near you, but you'd bump my head with yours. It doesn't seem like we were together that long now, but to a kid, time lasts forever. I used to be able to see your face in my sleep, but I'm having trouble now, remembering how exactly it looked. I wish that I could remember you exactly how you were, but I can always remember how important you were to me, and how much you loved me.
Well, it ended up bittersweet, sure enough. I guess this is probably about a pet?
Yeah, this is about my pet cat my parents adopted the same day I was born. He came up to me when I was a baby and he was a kitten. And they say it was like he knew we were both small and fragile, so he decided to make friends with me. And only me. He was the only person I trusted. He'd run away from everyone else.
Or don't you mean you were the only person he trusted? Whatever.
So I was always the one to feed him and give him treats. We were very close.
But he passed away.
Well, he's a cat.
Yeah, he made it to 16 years old. That's pretty good for a cat. But everything gets to end eventually. Anyway, yeah, it's weird to think about how big of a part of my life he was. And now I'm already kind of forgetting about him. I'm not sure if I should be sad that such a nice kitty is not as big in my mind anymore, or grateful that I'm not so upset about losing him.
I don't see why it can't be both. That is the double-edged nature of getting over grief. After there is only memory. And while that is something, it is itself impermanent and not the same. Anyway, as to the poem itself, I loved it, of course. You seem to have used some Monica-type spacings in this one.
I did. I always like how cool those look in her poems, so I tried it out.
I think it works pretty good. It sounds kind of half like a Siri poem. It lacks that kind of kitty sing-song thing you do sometimes.
That is because I am growing up into a mature, responsible adult. Just kidding. I just wanted to try a change.
I remember Charlie. He was a good kitty, but he was really scared too. Definitely never let me pet him. I liked the poem too. It's not what I'm used to from you, but that doesn't mean it's any worse. I'm used to trying out a bunch of different stuff all the time, so I get it. But you already had such a beautiful style.
He sure does know how to flatter properly, doesn't he? I think the poem is good. Sayori, I especially liked the heartfelt emotion that was conveyed without using actual emotion in words like sad. You could maybe have done a little bit more work on editing and cutting the poem down a bit, I think. Some of the wordings are a little longer than they need to be, maybe. But overall, very nice work, I'd say. It definitely gets the reader invested, and it's very bittersweet, just as everyone predicted. Yuri, how about you next? Certainly.
Did I got it? Okay.
Compelled. Something so powerfully loud, a rush, an onslaught of sound, never-ending, but which can lull you to sleep. Something so cold, so violent, it can knock you over, pull you down, kill, but stands there and breathes, and you feel connected. So filled with danger, thousands of thousands that would do you harm. But that's the cost of being filled with life. Civilization is no different. I miss it. I miss it. I only see it with desperate infrequence. Like visiting a family member in prison. Sometimes I feel I would do anything to be back, all the time, and the next time I get close, I would not let you go.
See, you can tell this is a Yuri poem because it has the words desperate infrequence in it. Only Yuri can pull off something like that. I mean that genuinely, by the way. I mean, I know those words, I just never think to use them that way in a poem. My mind just doesn't go there, I guess. How do you come up with these phrasings?
They just occur to me, I suppose. I certainly don't try to think of particular phrasings. I just use the ones that come to mind. But if anything has given me the ability to use this kind of poetic vocabulary, it's reading. Reading, especially reading many different authors, or even reading different languages, expands your mind's ways of thinking. Not just so what words to use, but even how to think about particular subjects. Language shapes not only how we think about things, but how we are even able to think about things. So reading broadly is really a way to enable yourself to think about something or things different. Think about things in different ways, not just to learn new vocabulary. So I'd say, if you want to have your mind think of novel phrasings, read more. Sorry, that was a bit of a lecture.
Nah, I wanted to hear it. It's fine.
How have you got it, Yuri? Your vocabulary is a very big strength for you. I am glad to see that you are just as eloquent on paper as you are in person. I'm not usually that eloquent in person, though. You're quite eloquent for those who listen to you carefully.
I'm, not sure what the poem is about. Why is it called Compelled?
Because I feel compelled back to the thing that's no longer in my life much anymore.
Well, what is that, though? I can't really tell.
It's about the ocean, duh. A lot of her poems are about the ocean recently, ever since our aquarium trip. Probably she's sad because she doesn't get to actually go to the beach as much now. Even though we live like 30 minutes away.
That's still far. And we don't get the time to go down there much these days.
Huh, so you admit that's what the poem's about. I can read you like an open book.
If that's all the feedback on Yuri's poem, let's have MC go next.
Sure thing. Don't judge me too hard. I did the best I could. I will judge you the hardest, MC. Dumb but fun. Dumb but fun. We've all done things like that, right? You think going in, man, this is stupid. A mature person wouldn't like this. Anyone looking at us from the outside would think we're idiots. But you do it anyway, and it's so fun. You don't care what other people will think. That's what they were like. Now I have others, more cultured, more mature. We do proper things mostly. Things someone looking at you from the outside would be impressed with. And sometimes we do our own dumb things, our own fun things. But it's different. Not quite as dumb. And a different fun.
You didn't need to worry so much, MC. The poem is fine. It's very internal. It's just about as secretive as Yuri likes to be at sometimes. But it sounds like it describes a change you made consciously in your life. One that you had to do to grow, perhaps. And while you're glad to have grown, you miss parts of the person you used to be.
I'm not sure I made the choice consciously. It's more like it's something that just happened. And I'm not sure I grew either. I just kind of changed, I guess. A lot of people did.
But that is how personal growth often seems to the person growing, at least at first. Just a series of small, gradual changes. Until, at some point, you look back and realize you truly have evolved. I like the way, MC, this poem seems lyrical without adhering strictly to convention. The lyrical repetitions, like of our own dumb things and our own fun things, makes it very poetic. Even while it does not follow a strict meter or rhyme scheme.
Glad you liked it.
I really like this one, MC. One of my favorites that you've ever written. It really hits you with that looking back wistfulness. And honestly, relating to your old dumb self is something I'm really into.
And I relate more to relating to my present dumb self.
Don't say that.
Sometimes I worry that we all don't get the same kind of friendship that you're used to. Especially me. Maybe you need more guy friends.
I'm very happy with friends I have. That's what the poem's all about. And I still have plenty of guy friends, even if I'm not as close to them as I used to be. We still talk and hang out sometimes. So don't worry, Sayori-chan.
Well, Natsuki, I guess that leaves you, since Monica still isn't here. Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess so. Feeling normal. All's well that ends well. You just need a good night's sleep. Everything will be alright. Never give up. Always keep fighting. Now's not the time to worry. You never know when things will turn around. It's too soon to lose hope. When one door closes, another opens. Time heals all wounds. I know you can't feel like it now, but you'll be alright one day. All's well that ends well.
Oh, that's devastating. It's just a sequence of cliches and false reassurances, but arranged in an ominous chronological order. Very tragic.
Yeah, I guess I don't need to ask what this is about. But if anything, I guess it makes me kind of mad.
Why mad? I mean, I definitely get why it would make you sad. It's pretty heartbreaking, and the way it presents it with all these sugary condolences is even more heartbreaking. But I'm not sure why it would make you mad.
Because the people who say things like this just don't get it. They keep on saying things like this over and over because it's all they know to do. They can't really cope with what's happening, and they probably feel kind of awkward. So all they know how to do is just say these meaningless happy things, and that can make you mad.
You definitely sound like you've gone through something similar.
Yeah, I have.
I don't think I've ever seen a poem like this. In a way, it has nothing original in it. It's just an arrangement of existing phrases. But that's the point of it, of course, and it becomes more powerful because it uses words we are familiar with. So I would definitely say it qualifies as a well-written poem, even if the writing of it was more like arrangement. Very creative and clever, Donsky. Well done.